Hey Toby, how about getting us some drinks?
Yeah. In this episode, is it game over, man? For Ben, as he takes on the xenomorphs in Aliens, Colonial Marines. We asked the age-old question, will there ever be a good video game movie?
Oh, great.
We've got more swag to give away, courtesy of the guys at SplitReason.com. And I get a bionic semi for Metal Gear Rising.
Hi and welcome to Kilobits. Obviously we have our 2 reviews coming up this month, as well as a competition, but first we have to talk about the big PS4 announcement.
Yeah, it's going live as of, well, this show coming out, so this is being filmed a week ago, so hi Future Ben.
Now, Future Toby, I've buried the treasure, but a night of drinking will have obliterated your memory of the event. There will be a series of clues.
We won't find it.
Okay.
But the PS4, is it going to be the PS4 or is it just going to be the next move?
It says the future of gaming, which of course could just mean like the obliteration of the PlayStation brand, which would be excellent.
You can only hope. But yeah, it's going to obviously involve some kind of touchscreen.
Yeah.
On the controller most likely, you know, like the Wii U or the Ouya.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, most likely a back touchscreen as well, like Sony's trademark thing.
I don't know how they'd incorporate that in. That would be slightly irritating.
They'll figure out a way. They're Sony.
Yeah, that's it. Borrow Nintendo's ideas. But it's going to come out towards the end of the year, I would have thought. It's going to be... The rumour is more powerful than the Xbox, graphically.
Yeah.
We can only wait and see, really. Also, it's been announced that GTA 5 delayed to the end of the year as well, probably to coincide with the new generation of consoles.
It has to happen as soon as I get excited for GTA 5, doesn't it? It has to.
You're literally like a curse on the face of modern gaming.
But yeah, so I've had to be busying myself with something different. So I've been playing Aliens: Colonial Marines.
Are you seeing this?
Stop your grinning and drop your linen, it's finally here. Aliens Colonial Marines is arrived after years of delays. If you're looking for a cute, fluffy game with lovable characters, then you need not apply. This is hard-paced action set in the universe of Geiger, Scott and Cameron. From the outset, the feel is straight from the films, with slow panning views of space, the musical score giving you an eerie feel. Once into the fray, it doesn't take long for the action to start, and once it does, it doesn't stop. Quick-time events are unobtrusive and actually, dare I say it, work as a good mechanic to distance you from sprawling xenomorphs. Customizable weapons initially feel a bit bolted on, but the satisfaction of achieving challenges and improving guns becomes a natural process. Special note has to be made to the motion tracker, which can only be used whilst your weapon is holstered. This really does create some crap in your pants terror as you're forced to decide whether to shoot or scan. The scanner is also your waypoint marker and guides you if you're lost. Unfortunately, this Aliens bubble doesn't last long, as before you know it, problems arise. Graphical errors, clipping issues, floating character models, invisible walls, holes to the outside of the map and low-res prefab are among a few of the problems I encountered. These aren't game-breaking, but do remind you that you're playing a game, which ruins the experience for me. This pasted on top of a rather unexciting campaign means the single player is very medium.
The thing that was on your face when you woke up? Are you sure you're okay?
Although this is Aliens vs Colonial Marines, as of level 2 this turns into Marines vs Colonial Marines. To say this wasn't what I was expecting is an understatement.
Damn it, they got auto-torts!
Unfortunately, at the time of this review, the multiplayer wasn't open for action, so I couldn't get a full feel for it, but I did get a chance to play it briefly with one of the other Kilobits crew. Needless to say, it seems that this is where the body of the work of the game has been placed. Teamwork is essential when tackling the campaign, and you're required to revive your teammates and assist in kills throughout. Attention is taken off the story and placed upon a complete and immersive co-op experience. The team deathmatch is something I was less able to test, although it seems good times may be had by all in a very Left 4 Dead style arena. You're able to play as either Marines or aliens, and aside from running up walls and launching myself at unsuspecting Marines, I'm looking forward to vomiting acid at my friends, which isn't too dissimilar to my usual Saturday nights out. The look and feel created by Aliens Colonial Marines is a good one, and the flaws, if you don't go looking for them, can be overlooked. The story isn't quite the movie sequel some of us were looking for, but the great voice acting and Aliens environment will make up for this in most cases. Multiplayer is competent and will add hours to gameplay, but this isn't the game I expected, and I doubt it'll be one of the best games this year, so I'm going to have to mark it down as a dissolving 5 out of 8 bits.
So does the game stay true to the whole Aliens universe and films?
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very much so. But it's just unbelievably average otherwise. So.
Well, it's a Gearbox game. It was gonna happen.
I like Gearbox. I'm a fan of them.
Yeah,
I just haven't done a good job on this one, unfortunately. But yeah.
On the subject of video games and films, it was announced in the news recently that Duncan Jones is going to be directing the new World of Warcraft film, cunningly named Warcraft.
They're a bit out of date on that one, aren't they?
They're just a little bit. Yeah.
Bearing in mind that it's not like, when did the game come out?
They are
how many
bleeding users,
literally hemorrhaging survivors from like an open wound called Guild Wars.
Also, there's that DICE 2013 announcement that Gabe Newell and J.J. Abrams did about the possibility of like Portal, Half-Life, collaboration between Bad Robot and Valve.
Both have like mute protagonists. Both have stories which can only really be told through like
Could be
video
acted by Jason Statham, couldn't it?
Oh.
As long as he doesn't speak.
That said, have you seen the woman that does GLaDOS's voices in that new Pacific Rim trailer?
Ready to activate the Jaeger in 3, 2, 1.
We've also got J.J. Abrams directing the new Disney Star Wars film.
Wow!
Yeah, they're gonna be good.
I can't believe that Disney like bought out LucasArts outright, which means that surely they own all their IPs now, or is are they just retarded? Am I wrong in this?
All of them.
This means that we could see the Dig movie, which would be the coolest thing in the fucking world.
Day of the Tentacle?
Day of the Tentacle, that would be like a Pixar thing.
Yeah, something like that. And like things like Grim Fandango.
Good old Manny Calavera.
Yeah, that'd be
Intimidating, me. But I'm your friend. My name's Manny Calavera. I'm your new travel agent.
Yeah. Though, the dude that made Monkey Island, what's his name? Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Gilbert?
Gilbert.
Wrong Gilbert, is it? Wrong Gilbert. He's got a new game out, The Cave, which has 3-player co-op, and since there's 3 of us...
If you'd like to see us do a co-op, then...
Do a co-op? Would you like to see us...
That sounds wrong.
Would you like to see us do a co-op?
Yeah.
If so, redtube.com/thekillerbits.
Yeah, we might be able to do that.
By the way, that's where I upload all my pics, all my selfies.
Have a look.
Don't. It's all gone wrong for me. Although, right, speaking of video game movies, okay, do you guys think there'll ever be a good video game movie?
Resident
It
Evil.
depends.
Okay, one, Uwe Boll keeps on getting subsidies from the fucking German government to
House of the Dead
to
actually
resurrect
has game footage from the House of the Dead.
Two fucking words, Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
I think we're done here.
Oh, amazing. Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft. You can see her run around in a catsuit.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I want from my movies.
Hey, I'm a 13-year-old boy and I want to play Tomb Raider only for that reason.
You know, it's not just like Tomb Raider that's guilty of being basic softcore porn for younger teens. There's also DOA, which leads us into a whole menagerie of...
Holly Valance running around having fights.
That's the thing. I mean, there's so many like fighting game movies, like Raul Julia's Street Fighter.
Amazing.
Game over!
Did you know that Sagat from that film plays the tribal leader in Avatar?
Really?
Really?
I actually didn't know that.
I've not seen Avatar.
No? Tekken. You were talking about Tekken.
I couldn't start. Right. Okay. I can watch Blood Vengeance. That's fine.
Okay.
That's 3D CG thing. Was it 2009? The live action one came out. I literally watched the beginning and I was like, well, this is a pile of shit. Turned that straight off.
Think you're gonna puke?
I already did that.
There are a few good 3D CG like video game movies. Like, do you guys remember Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within? The film which was actually animated using a PS2 controller for the basic movement.
The film, the film that broke SquareSoft's budget and made them go bankrupt.
Yeah, that is responsible for Final Fantasy X too.
Absolutely.
But then obviously, we've got like Advent Children and the Resident Evil Degeneration shit.
I love those.
Shoot them in the head.
I do like the 3D animated films. They're like a little kind of secret joy of mine. But
yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, it's not just Hollywood either. Like independent people are kicking out loads of films.
That Mortal Kombat one. I mean, they did the web series. They did the film as well, but they did the.
Legacy you on about?
Yeah.
I started watching that. I didn't like.
They've actually got the licensing now to do like
an actual
to do a feature. But then again, on the flip side of that, you've got like that terrible Mega Man film and the terrible Sonic film, which was voiced by Urkel.
Yeah, I didn't know about the Sonic film.
No,
how did I not know about this?
It's not exactly way past cool.
I know. I can make quite an entrance.
How about the proper kind of independent things like that Portal kind of film that they made, the live action Portal thing.
No Escape.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was
yeah, absolutely. There's always two sides to everything, but that really does make me ask the question again: will there ever be a good video game movie?
Not by Hollywood, I don't think.
No,
I don't think Hollywood have it in them to make a decent video game film, but I think there might be one, but it's probably going to be independent.
I don't think there'll be one that will just kind of make everyone go, oh my god, this is so brilliant. I think it'll just be like, nah, for everyone that comes out. Or, oh my god, this needs to be burned.
We can wait and hope.
So what's everyone been playing this month?
Well, I've been playing a bit of Ni no Kuni.
Me too.
Which is the Studio Ghibli and Level 5 collaboration. And I think it's really good. It's alright. It's a beautiful little game.
Good. It is really pretty.
Problems with friendly AI that they don't do what you want them to, but other than that,
not at all.
what would you give it out of 8?
About a 6, 5 or 6.
I say 6 out of 8. So get yourself a copy of that.
Tidy!
It's alright.
It's alright.
So, and I've also been arranging a charity gaming marathon.
Charity gaming? Whoa! Detail on that.
Basically, I'm gaming for 24 hours to raise money for cystic fibrosis.
Oh, good for you. Where's that happening?
And it's in Cardiff. I'm doing it on the 20th of April. And if you guys want to donate, there's a link below to the page. And just donate.
I will do that.
They will also be live streaming the whole thing.
That's amazing.
Thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll go straight to our YouTube and all that. So it's the third one I've done. So
yeah. Well, I've been playing a bit of The Binding of Isaac, which is that guy from Team Meat and a bunch of other people.
Yeah, the Newgrounds guys. My month has been literally just Hideo Kojima fueled. Like, I've been playing Zone of the Enders, which, like, Second Runner is one of the best games of all time as far as I'm concerned.
Awesome.
cool.
Proves that he can't do action that well, but at the same time, fantastic story-wise. I've also been playing the Crysis 3 beta, which is like a bad joke. I got sent a copy of Fist of the North Star Ken's Rage 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
Which is literally probably like the worst thing. The story plays out in these weird like animated manga panels, and there is no excuse for a game to look or play like this in 2013. But no, from Zone of the Enders to Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. War has changed. Metal Gear Rising, pre-Revengeance, was the tale of Cyborg Raiden rescuing a little girl from Area 51. It was to be created by Kojima Productions and headed up by the big guy himself. This is no longer the case. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is one of those games I would really love to love. The premise is damn near perfect, it carries on one of my favourite franchises in a way which is new and interesting, and it's by one of my favourite developers of this console generation. So why is this robo-heavy slash-em-up not the greatest game of all time? Well, it's definitely not the way it looks. Visually, Metal Gear Rising is an unimpeachable mess of bright, crisp images which play out at a satisfying frame rate. The art style of the previous Metal Gear games has been preserved, while Platinum have injected some of their own goofy ideas. The whole thing comes together really nicely, from the momentary glow as Raiden's sword cleaves a cyborg in two, to the gritty, down-to-earth locations, and the look seldom distracts from the frenetic action on screen. The sound is also not the source of my gripes with Metal Gear Rising. Orally, the game is a tour de force, combining the echoes of past themes and effects with a brand new array of tunes, which are utterly typical of Platinum games. It's the sound effects themselves which receive the highest praise, though, with every bullet and slice hitting home with tremendous realism and satisfaction. If you're a fan of previous Platinum outings, then the soundtrack is for you, combining filthy dubstep with hip-hop and J-rock to provide some of the most intense, if occasionally forgettable, moments in recent history. Just like every other Platinum game. And the trouble is that that's exactly what Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is. Just another Platinum game. If you remove the thin shell of Metal Gear personalities and occasional references to characters and themes in its progenitors, what we're left with is a game that looks, sounds and plays just like every other title in the Platinum ensemble. That's not necessarily a bad thing. The Big P have made some classics, like Vanquish and Bayonetta, but if you combined those two games, the outcome wouldn't be entirely unlike what we're seeing here. So why even make this completely unnecessary sequel to a franchise which has reached its logical conclusion? Why bring a beloved character back to the battlefield, abandoning a home life of wife, kids, happiness, probably got a dog? Oh yeah, money. The plot is pretty standard Metal Gear fare, with a hefty dose of anti-American, anti-war rhetoric thrown in for good measure. There's a big, bad, unaffiliated mercenary group who want to perpetuate the old SOP war economy.
Give war a chance!
And there's some stuff about child soldiers, which relates back to Raiden's past as a child soldier in Liberia.
I learned young that killing your enemies felt good. Really good.
Street urchins are being kidnapped in third world countries, and it's up to Raiden to stop them from becoming pawns in a global conflict spawned by the bad guys, and their plan to use their mysterious MacGuffin device to trigger World War III. It's clever in places, but downright dumb in others, betraying the utterly nonsensical complexity of the series' roots, and adding what can only be described as a useless, robot-talking dog sidekick.
I will patrol ahead.
No, really. A talking robot dog.
My exoskeleton resembles a canine. Canines enjoy bones.
Thankfully, the action more than makes up for the subpar plot. While occasionally clunky and often repetitive, the gameplay at MGRR is a streamlined controcentric beat-em-up in the vein of Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. You're restricted at first by earning battle points. By completing myriad tasks on the battlefield, you quickly upgrade and become the baddest cyborg in town. The enemies are quite varied, even for a game of this type, ranging from standard grunts with machetes to gigantic walking barricades, and even the infamous mooing gecko-type robots from Metal Gear Solid 4. Each one is incredibly fun to fight, and takes a unique tactical approach to defeat, betraying the genre's usual mash-to-win approach to combat. The core of what makes Revengeance unique is the the slice and take mechanic, which sees Raiden slicing opponents into tiny ribbons and pulling out their repair nanopaste in the form of a gruesome-looking blue sack. Upon crushing these little modules, Raiden's health and fuel cells are replenished to full, and you're allowed straight back into the fray, meaning that mastering the Zan thing is instrumental to succeeding in every combat scenario. It's pretty cool, and can become pretty frantic when your health's low and you're surrounded, trying to nab those precious electrolytes for your poor robody. If anything though, I wish the 3 or 4 animations had been shorter, given how often you're forced to sit through them. The environments, while pretty enough to look at, are bland, and are littered with cuttable elements which start out being pretty cool, but end up being quickly forgotten as the difficulty ramps up. There's visual variety in these game spaces, but the levels themselves are different only in aesthetic, and rarely impact actual gameplay in any meaningful way. Because of this, the repetitive animations and the all-out slog through countless set-piece encounters with very little in the way of stealth, save the obligatory cardboard box and pointlessly defunct detection AI, we're left with a package which handles well, but ultimately feels a little hollow, especially by about halfway through. Oh, and there's a fucking talking dog. Seriously, I cannot get over that.
Are you, Mr. Raiden, sir?
I really don't want to see this game as a cash grab. Like, really. It's ninjas versus robot samurai, and that's phenomenal as far as I'm concerned. But because of that, it's really difficult for me to step back and look at it objectively. The fact that it's revisiting a franchise that I've loved for literally decades has been, well, difficult for me, to say the least. It's just such a shame that repetitive gameplay and occasional moments of, well, really ugly, just sort of mash and forget play scar what could have been a remarkable product and a fantastic reinvention of a franchise which, well, you know, it was over. There's no reason it couldn't have been brought back to life. Because of all of the flaws I've mentioned, though, it's a less than excellent 5 out of 8 bits. Sorry, Hideo, I still love you.
Adios, amigos.
Okay, so before we go, it's competition time again, and the winners from last month's competition we should really give a mention to, so you get your prizes. So, we asked you who you thought was the best dressed video game character, and the winners that we have chosen are From Solly, who answered Frank West, obviously. Who else cross-dresses during a zombie apocalypse? And Smithy Bug, who voted for Gizmo from Fez, and I quote, "A Fez is cool. In fact, they are so cool that you don't need to wear anything else. Not even a smile." So congratulations, guys. We'll be in touch shortly.
Pretty obvious that guy hasn't finished Fez. Just saying. This month's competition. Okay, the competition this month is for more t-shirt goodies. This time we are sporting lovely Split Reason tees, and we've got 2 $25 gift certificates to give away. The question this month is, if you were to pitch a video game movie, which video game would it be and why? Don't forget to jump into the comment section below, or who knows, just sit in front of your webcam, talk it out. You're pretty enough and we love to see you.
Remember to get really creative with this, guys. Like, tell us who you want to direct it, who you want as the lead role. We're closing the competition on the 27th of February at 3 PM, so make sure you get your answers in the comment box, or your webcam or whatever. Just type in.
Just do it.
Just do it right now.
Do it.
No, now.
Do it.
Now.
On that note, I think that's pretty much everything for this week. I mean, obviously don't forget to get over to Twitter at The Kilobits and leave us a comment, or facebook.com/The Kilobits, and always rate, comment and subscribe with the buttons around
wherever they are.
This week. Good old YouTube.
And also remember to check out my donating page. The link will be below. As I said, I'm raising money for cystic fibrosis.
Which
is giving money
on the 20th of April.
So. Fuck cystic fibrosis. Also, fuck cancer, which the SDA guys obviously did this year. $420,000 towards curing it.
What's going to happen when they find a cure? Because a lot of people are going to be out of a job.
There will never be a cure for cancer because pharmaceutical companies make too much money from selling chemotherapy and radiation treatments. Bye!